And I think that we are live. I'm going to just double check something in the box here to make sure that we are live. We are going to talk tonight about the product from Total Life Changes, the HCG drops. So I'm going to go over those, and hopefully you guys will be able to answer some or ask some questions, and hopefully I'll be able to answer those. Let me check up the link and see if we are live. Just give me 1 minute. All right, guys, give me 1 minute as I'm checking the link to see if we are live, okay? Okay, guys, give me just 1 second, and we're double checking to make sure everything's live and good to go, and then we'll get started. Hey guys, give me just a few minutes and we're checking the link to make sure everything's live. We'll be on in just a few minutes, guys. Give me about 3 minutes. All right, guys, my name is Angie Tonini Rogers, and we're going to get started tonight on the Total Life Changes product training on HCG drops. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen so you can see my PowerPoint, and we will get started, guys. Thank you for your patience. Thanks for waiting as we made sure everything was live and everybody could see what we were doing. All right. All right, guys, you should be able to see my screen. I'm going to go ahead and start the slideshow that you can see that whole thing on your screen. All right, guys, so tonight we're going to go over what is a HCG. I am Angie Tonini Rogers with the Unit of Prosperity. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble. There we go. Just for those of you guys who don't know who I am, I have a full-time job as a nurse manager. I am a mom to 3 boys. They're actually 13, and one's going to be 9 next weekend, and then my 5-year-old will turn 6 in September. I'm a wife, and I also, wife of, gosh, how long have we been together? Almost 18 years. And I volunteered at our church. I serve on the athletic board at school. And as I always say, I am grateful to be able to share with you guys this product information and serve on the Leadership Council of the Unit of Prosperity. So thank you to Reginald Stinson and Keisha Bass, who I definitely look up to and appreciate the blessing that I am able to help serve on this team. All right, so just a reminder about Total Life Changes. I know that I hope that most of you guys watching this know how important it is, how important the work that we're doing right now with Total Life Changes and sharing these products. You know, we're helping people prevent illness. We're helping them maintain their wellness. And as most of you know, the Unit of Prosperity, we want people to prosper in all areas of their lives. We offer prayer calls Monday through Friday. We offer mindset and prosperity calls Monday through Friday as well. So we are committed to helping people be prosperous in all areas of their lives. Okay, so a disclaimer before I start with this information. I just want to remind people that we're not making any medical claims about any of our products, including the HCG that I'm going to talk about tonight. Basically, we're just sharing what's been said about the product itself, what's been experienced by people who've taken the product, and what kinds of information there is out there in the marketplace related to the ingredients of the product. So I just want to also remind people that as with any over-the-counter medications, herbal remedies, prescriptions, changes in diet, changes in exercise, you're always cautioned to go ahead and check with your doctor or your healthcare provider because there are possibilities that some of our ingredients could interact with something you're already taking, or you just want to make sure that your healthcare provider is okay with an extreme change in diet or exercise program. And anything you ever see is going to tell you to consult your healthcare provider, and we are no different. All right, so Total Life Changes HCG2 drops. What HCG stands for is the human chorionic gonadotrophin hormone. And that hormone is produced during pregnancy. And one of the possible roles that in some of the literature says that HCG hormone is naturally produced during pregnancy. And what that hormone does is it helps break down stored abdominal and fat in other areas so that it can be transferred as a source for growing for the fetus. And so what that so basically if a mother who is pregnant has the HCG hormone being produced, if they don't get all the nutrition they need, what that hormone is going to do is use what the mother has available and give it to the fetus, because it's going to help the fetus grow and get everything that it needs, or give everything that he or she needs as it grows, okay? And it also, during that process, the metabolism is slightly increased as well. So as you're using the fat, that's kind of the same role that HCG takes in the form of injections or drops, as we have them available here. There are lots of medical clinics that supervise under prescriptions for HCG shots or injections in other programs. Our program does not need you don't have to go to a weight clinic or anything like that. You can just take our drops and just follow the plan. Okay, so dramatic weight loss can be achieved per all of these people's reports that have used this product with a strict calorie diet plan, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So benefits of using this product is obviously going to be weight loss. One of the main, the newer literature is saying that the reason why HCG is so helpful is because when you take a dramatic calorie reduction program, like we're going to talk about 500 calories a day, that's what you're going to be eating or taking in. When you do that, you're going to lose weight, but what the HCG does is helps you maintain muscle as you eat, as you take on that dramatically reduced calorie diet. So you can lose up to a pound a day or sometimes more. But in general, we'll talk about how, if you just, without these drops, go ahead and start a 500 calorie diet, you will lose weight. There's no doubt about that, okay? But the problem is that a lot of times when you are, making such a dramatic change in your calories, taking in 500, most people take in way too many, sometimes 2,000 to 3,000 a day, which is way too much, because in our society we're used to more. So when you cut that to a 500 calorie diet, your body kind of goes into shock, and what happens is it starts to use the muscle and you start to lose muscle. Some of the research and literature shows that this HCG product helps you lose the weight because it helps use the fat that you have, but it helps use the fat instead of the muscle, okay? So when you're losing weight, you're actually losing some of the water weight and the fat in your body, okay, instead of muscle. So what I want you to understand is that if you cut your calories to 500 without HCG, you're going to lose weight, but you're also going to lose a lot of the muscle, okay? A lot of the weight you're losing is going to be muscle. If you do the 500 calorie diet with the HCG, then what the literature shows and what some of the early research shows is that you're going to lose fat instead of muscle. And we all know that muscle being used regularly helps to burn calories, helps to keep your metabolism going. So we want the muscle to stay in our body, okay? We don't want to lose the muscle. We just want to lose fat. All right, so what are the ingredients in HCG? L-carnitine is one of the ingredients, and what that does is it assists the body to turn fat into energy. And research about L-carnitine shows that with certain other supplements, it appears that you can have a reduction in body weight and body mass index. Okay, that's what people look at to gauge whether or not you are normal weight, or if you are in the obesity range or morbid obesity range. Okay, so the BMI, that's the body mass index. What the L-carnitine has been shown to do through research is with a few other products, which are ingredients, you will reduce your BMI. Another ingredient is arginine. It helps the kidneys remove waste products from the body. So as you're losing weight, you will produce waste, and it helps it kind of move it along. And it helps your immune system and hormone function and improves your blood flow. Ornithine is an ingredient that is also in our HCG drops, and it helps to promote or prompt the release of growth hormones, insulin, and other hormones. Those hormones are involved in your metabolism, and so when the ornithine is used in conjunction with arginine and the L-carnitine, you have an optimal effect. All right, so how are you going to take these drops? These drops are taken under the tongue. You take about 10 drops, it's about 1/4 teaspoon, 30 minutes before each main food, okay? So that's before breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay? You don't take it before the snacks. So you're gonna take it before breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you wanna take it about 30 minutes before each of those meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, you're gonna hold them under your tongue for about 5 minutes and then swallow. I've seen that time range vary pretty greatly. So the point is, you just want it to sit so that it absorbs into your system. You just don't want to wash it away right away. So don't drink anything or eat anything right before or after you're taking your drops. What I would do is just for very first thing that you do when you get up out of bed is drop the drops under your tongue, and then, you know, as you are jumping in the shower, that kind of thing, just hold them in your mouth, you know, under your tongue as long as you can. All right, and if this is the first thing that you do, then your metabolism will start to kind of wake up. Okay, so I talked about that. Don't drink or eat anything before or after taking the drops. And it's recommended that you move a little bit for about 15 or 30 minutes with your first dose every morning. And that will kind of expedite your metabolism to work. And you want to perform light exercise. It's really not recommended that you start or maintain a strenuous exercise program while you're taking your HCG. That's different than the resolution. The resolution, it's recommended that you do an exercise program as strenuous as you would like. But for the HCG, you want to just maintain a light exercise. So you might want to take a light morning walk. You might want to walk in place. You might want to do a stationary bike. These are just some examples. So just 15 to 30 minutes as you're just, you know, the very first thing you do in the morning. It kind of gets things going. It gets the HCG flowing in your body as it absorbs through your bloodstream and through your mucosa, your saliva, all that stuff will start to help transfer that in your body. Okay, so just a light walk. Again, HCG, it is not recommended that you have a strenuous exercise program. All right, you're also going to drink at least 10 8-ounce cups of water a day, and that's a minimum. You want to drink as much water as you can. You can drink 3 glasses of ISO tea per day, spread throughout your day, okay? So, you know, maybe with your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you drink the ISO tea, or maybe you drink that midday, you know, mid-morning, midday, and in evening, okay? So just, it's recommended that you continue to use your tea. It's also recommended that you use the NutriBurst and the NRG during your HCG program, because that will help you make sure that you're getting the nutrients that you need. As we know, we're doing the 500 calories for this diet, so you want to make sure that you're getting everything that you need. So the NutriBurst is fine to take, and the NRG will just kind of supplement and keep your energy levels up. All right, so let's talk about the phases, because there's some different phases. This is much more prescriptive than the resolution. We talked about the resolution in last product training. The HCG is much more prescriptive, and you have to follow it. It's very strict, okay? So just, if you're going to start the HCG plan, you've got to commit to do it. So phase 1 is called the loading phase, and that's day 1 and day 2. And that's basically, you're going to take the drops, as we said, so 3 times a day, 10 drops under your tongue, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But for the first 2 days, you're going to eat whatever you want. You do not want to skip this phase, because what this does is allow the HCG to kind of work throughout your body and see where you're going to need the assistance from that supplement. Okay, so eat what you want. You know, load up. If you eat healthy in general already, then you know, continue to eat whatever you eat. Okay, don't go out and double or triple what you would have eaten. Okay, that's not the point here. It's just that this part of the diet is not prescribed. You can just eat whatever you want during this phase. All right, so phase 2 is called the core phase, and that's day 3 and onward. You have some choice in how long you're going to do this. So you're going to start the eating plan of no more than 500 calories per day. And like I said, this is very, very strict. You cannot cheat, or it kind of resets. The whole point of an HCG diet plan is that it resets your hypothalamus, which is what helps regulate the way that your metabolism works in your body. So when you cheat, it does not allow your body to reset. So you've got to be committed, and you've got to do it without cheating. Okay, so generally your stretch on the HCG diet, taking the drop, should be at least 21 days. Typically it should not be any longer than 45 days, and that's kind of a stretch. And it's kind of whatever you feel like you can commit to. So 21 to 45 days at the most, and that is how long you're going to need to properly reset your hypothalamus. The taper phase is within phase 2, and basically that's the last 3 days of phase 2. So if it's 21 days that you're going to stay on, then 22, 23, 24 are the last 3 days of your phase 2. You're going to continue the 500 calories without the HCG. So before you start your plan, know how many days you're going to do. And you remember, first day 1 and day 2 are your phase 1, and then the 21 days is going to be after that. So essentially, if you're going to do 21 days on phase 2, then you're going to have done 1 and 2, and then you're going to have plus 21 days. Okay, then at the end of the 21 days, you're going to have 3 more days of the continuing the 500 calorie diet without taking the drops. Okay. All right, so phase 3 is basically your stabilization and your set point phase. What that means is that after you have done your, 20, let's see, it's 23, 24, 25, about 26 days, 27 days or so, if you're doing the 21 days on phase 2, you are going to be at what we call your set point. That should be the weight that you want to try to maintain. Now, if you are at a much higher weight than you want to be, then you can do rounds of this, and we'll talk about how to do that at the end. But for this first round of doing this diet, you're going to be at what we call your set point phase. And essentially, once you're done with phase 2 and then you get to phase 3, you don't want to go up or down 2 pounds. Okay, now down if you're still losing weight, and if you start another plan, like if you go on to the resolution, then you're going to lose more weight, so that's okay. But what you want to do is set your body and your hypothalamus at a point of where you're going to be after that phase 1 and 2 that you do. Okay, now on phase 3, the stabilization and set point phase, you can eat what you want within reason. Like I said, don't go overboard when you're going to be working really hard these 26 days or so, so you don't want to just blow everything and start getting your body back to where it doesn't know how to deal with food and metabolism and stuff. So eat what you want within reason, but still during this phase, you want to avoid any starches and sugars. Okay, avoid a lot of the carbohydrates and the sugars. Okay, so phase 4 is what we call the maintenance phase, and basically this is where you're going to maintain weight. So again, if you're at your maintenance weight, you don't want to lose 2 or gain 2. That's kind of your set point. So plus or minus 2 pounds, you're somewhere right there in the middle. You can, at the end of during your maintenance phase, you can go ahead and move to the resolution, and you can do a round of resolution for 30 days. Or if you want to just take a complete break, then you can start another round of HCG in 21 days. Personally, if you're at a place where you need to lose a lot of weight, then you're not going to be at the set point that you want. So what I would recommend, sorry guys, my dog is barking. I think my husband and my kiddos are home. You're not going to be exactly where you want, so you can go ahead and start the resolution for 30 days. That's very effective. And then if you're still needing to lose more weight, you want to jumpstart more and get a new set point, then, you know, if let's say that you lose a certain amount of weight in your HCG phase 1 and 2 and 3, and you decide to do resolution for 30 days. So then once you're done with your resolution, what you want to do is do another round of HCG for another 21 days, 26, 27 total with phase 1, 2, and 3. And you'll be at a different set point. You'll reset your hypothalamus and your body again to know that your set point is now actually, you know, 20, 30 pounds lighter. Okay, so that's the importance of the phase 3. All right, so here's some testimonials of people that have said that they're using our product and lost a lot of weight. So 30 days since using she says that she lost 25 pounds in 30 days. She was using the HCG, the Nutriverse, and the T. Okay, and she's going to start round 2. Here's another one. She was using the HCG drops, the T, and the Nutriverse, and she obviously wants to start the NRG, it looks like, and she lost 12.6 pounds in 14 days. This person was at 213, and now they're at 201, and so, you know, you can see we're getting results with these products. And the great thing about Total Life Changes is that it's an immediate change for people. You know, you start and 2 days later, you're getting on the scale and you are seeing pounds drop off. You're seeing your weight change immediately, and that's what makes people so excited about our products. Here's another one. Her first week on HCG diet and the T, she lost 16 pounds. 16 pounds in 7 days. That's an amazing outcome in 7 days. So these products work. And as you can see, guys, nobody is saying that they're just using HCG. So it is highly recommended that you look at all of our products and you figure out what combination of products is going to work for you. Here's one more. She's lost 100 pounds plus, 70 of which, so she lost 100 total. 70 of those pounds initially were from using the T, the Resolution, the HCG, Delgada, and NRG. And she said not all at once, so she probably did some different rounds of different things. But just like anything, guys, you want to look at our products and tweak them to what you feel like is getting you the best results. And here's another picture that had been posted saying that she got some results from HCG as well. All right, so I want people to know that the Hcg Diet Plan is in the file section of the UOP Wellness Group. If it's not there, guys, I'll do it. I'll put it in there. I'm pretty sure that I put it in there. If not, I'll drop it in there again. What you do is you go to Files, and then you look for the Hcg Diet Plan or Weight Plan file. And also, just a reminder, if you're in our group or any group on Facebook for that matter, if you go in the search box, you can just type HCG, and anything that has the letters HCG in it will show up for you. So you can look for testimonials, you can look for diet plans, recipes, whatever. You can do anything that way, okay? Something really important when you start the Hcg Diet Plan is that you need to make sure that you weigh yourself daily, okay? So every single day, including the first and second day of phase 1, you need to jump on the scale, and I would suggest take a picture of it because you are going to want to share these testimonials with people. And if nothing else, you want to document it for yourself. And then I would also suggest measuring your inches, you know, around your biceps, around your chest area, your waist, your leg, your thighs, etc. So, you know, anything that you're interested in measuring inch-wise, then measure that on day 1, 7, 14, 21, basically every 7 days. And keep a journal, guys. Keep a journal of your weight, keep a journal of your inches, and then we're going to talk about keeping a journal of your diet so that you can see what's working and what's not working for you. All right, so just remember with the HCG, absolutely no sugar, absolutely no flour, and absolutely no fried foods, obviously. You really want to try to avoid oils and everything else. You want to try to eat as naturally as you can. Try to stay away from processed foods. It's got lots of sodium, which makes you retain water. So the more natural you can go, the better off you're going to be. And as I said before, keep a food journal so you know what works for you. All right, so let me just talk a little bit about some of the approved diet plan on the eating plan, okay? So beef, number one, and it's always going to be preferred that you have, you know, the leanest meat that you can have. You know, if you can get grass-fed, if you can get organic and natural, if you can get it without hormones, without antibiotics, then do that. Okay, that's going to be the best, because it, you know, all of those things, all of those chemicals, hormones, antibiotics, they all react in your body differently. That's why we have so many products with antioxidants, because we are so you know, we have so many environmental things and things that we breathe, things that we take into our body that have so many toxins in them. And what research is showing is that the hormones and antibiotics that a lot of our meats and foods have been injected with for the past years have caused some of our health issues. Okay, so it's going to be preferred that you try to be as natural as you can. You also have to eat only lean cuts of meats, of proteins. Okay, lean, lean, lean. Take off the fat, take off the skin. Don't eat anything with fatty stuff on it. Okay, so examples: tenderloin, London broils, lean ground beef. Jerky, I would be real careful. It's usually very packed in sodium. There are a few that are homemade that without sugar and you know, without any added sodium. If you can find that, then that's fine too. Okay. Buffalo, bison, and veal, lean cuts only. And you know, buffalo and bison, a lot of people think that same thing. It's basically just that, you know, those animals are found in different areas of the country. There is a difference in the species, but in different countries. So some of you guys may not be in the US. So anyway, poultry, you can pretty much eat, you know, anything: tenderloins, chicken breast, turkey breast, Cornish hens, and duck. Be real minimal with the duck. It tends to be fatty. No, I think that's what. Yeah. No skin, regardless. I don't care what you have. You cannot eat the skin on this diet. Seafood, you can eat shrimp, crab, lobster, scallops, tilapia, haddock. You can eat any white fish except whiting. You can eat halibut, cod. So all that stuff's okay. Again, when you're cooking these things, you need to be careful about what you're cooking it in. We'll talk about spices in a minute, but the oils that you use, a lot of times that prevents the supplement from working. So you want to try to avoid using oils. You can use a little bit of coconut oil. You can use a little tiny bit of olive oil, but I would just try to do as natural as you can. If you can, it's a great grilling season. If you can grill some of this stuff without anything on it, as far as oils, then that is a good bet. And you notice on seafood, I do not have salmon listed. Salmon is a no-no on this diet. It's too fatty. So some approved veggies: green bell peppers, tomatoes, onions, garlic, cilantro, basil leaves. All of the herbs that are natural, like if you grow your own herbs, those are okay. Oh, I have a typo in there. Bok choy. So fennel, snow peas, all of those things are okay. You can have as much lettuce and spinach that you want. Romaine lettuce, all that stuff. Okay, that's all fine. Approved fruits: apples, strawberries, peaches, oranges, lemons, blackberries, grapefruits. Lemons I have twice. Melons and cantaloupes. Lemons great because that's a natural metabolism speed. You know, it helps speed up the metabolism. So I always say put lemon in everything. Squeeze it on your seafood, put it in your water, put it in your ISO tea, just put it in everything. No bananas on this. No mangoes, no bananas, none of that. You cannot have those fruits on this diet. Okay. Other things that are approved, you can use, a lot of times you can use, this is what I use a lot sometimes when I'm cooking the meats that you don't want to stick to your pan. First of all, there's a green pan. It's green, and I think it's the only kind out there, but you can cook meats in there without anything in it and it won't stick. So that's number one. I would suggest grabbing one of those green pans that you can order them wherever. But if you need something, then I would use a non-fat or a low-fat broth, or make your own broth. You know, boil up some chicken and you know, use the broth that comes from that, and you know, put some seasonings and stuff in there with no sugar. Okay, you can't have any sugar in the seasonings. And you want to try to be as low sodium as you can. Talk about salt for a second. Pink salt, if you can get pink salt, and I'm saying P-I-N-K salt, pink salt. It's the healthiest kind of salt you can have, so I would suggest trying to use pink salt when you cook, or even when you season your food. Some drinks, you can have coffee, you can drink the Delgada, you can drink unsweet teas, no sweetened teas. If it has caffeine in it, then no more than 16 ounces per day, okay? So we talked about the ISO tea. You can drink 3 cups of that per day. You can have as much water as you want. You can use club soda and seltzers. Some people make smoothies and things like that with those types of items. You can use natural veggie juices, like if you make your own juices, just make sure that you count your calories. Personally, and this is just me, I never drink calories, ever, ever, ever. I would rather not waste my calories on something that I drink. I'd rather eat it. So that's just a tip. But approved spices, seasonings, and condiments. Basically, you can use any spices, seasoning, condiments that you want, as long as there's no, like you can't, okay, wait, let me take out the condiments. You can use any approved spices and seasonings that you want, as long as there's no sugar. Absolutely no sugar, okay? That will completely mess up your reset of your hypothalamus, okay? Condiments, that should have probably been a separate, because I don't want people to think, oh, I can just have like light mayo or no fat mayo. You cannot eat that kind of stuff. You could have, you can't, nothing with the fat and stuff like that in it. So no like ranch dressings, no mayonnaise, nothing, no tartar sauce, nothing creamy like that. Let's see, you could, like salsas, you could have salsas, ketchup, barbecue, if there's no sugar. I will urge you, if you are going to commit to do the HCG, don't mess yourself up by accidentally eating sugar. Go look at your labels. I will tell you, I had no idea when I've done this in the past. I had no idea that things like salsas, people added sugar. So there are salsas you can find with no sugar. There are some ketchups you can find, but you have to look for the label, and sometimes it's the very last ingredient. Just look at all of the labels and make sure that there's no sugar. And then even things like gums. I know I am like a gum chewer. I chew gum all day, every day. You cannot have any gum with any sugar in it, okay? Unlike the resolution, you can eat the artificial sweeteners. So you can eat things with saccharin, aspartame. You can eat those things. So Sweet and Low's, Splendas, you can, okay? C-A-N, can eat those things, okay? I personally, just from a health standpoint, do not eat those. I like stevia or stevia. I don't know how you say it, but I just get I get a whole bunch of different flavors drops: coconut, watermelon, strawberry, orange, lemon, grape, Coca-Cola, chocolate, vanilla. I love those stevia drops, and I use those in everything. So that's what I use for sweetenings. Okay, so let's say that you're on this HCG and you're hitting a plateau. So you're getting on the scale every day, and it's been, 48 hours, and you haven't seen the scale jump down. So you can do what we call an apple day, where you eat up to 6 apples in one day, and that kind of jump starts you. It's great to help move things along, and you can drink water with that, okay? Also, if for some reason you notice a weight gain of 2 pounds, you can do the apple day if you want, or you could do what we call a stick day. And I'll tell you right now, if you are seeing a weight gain while you're on the HCG, you're messing something up. Meaning you are eating something that you shouldn't, you cheated, or you snacked on something, or something I had an issue with was I was using, I think it was a balsamic vinaigrette. I did not think it had sugar, and when I double looked at, when I was using this before, I gained like 2 pounds, and then I stayed at that same weight for, this was a few years ago, I stayed at that same weight for several days, and I could not figure out what was going on. It was because the balsamic vinaigrette that I had sugar in it, and I had no idea. So just, if you are seeing that happen, check your diet, look at your journal, make sure, remember I said to keep a journal, look at your journal and see what you're doing, because maybe it's a combination of a veggie and a meat that you're eating that, you know, maybe every time you eat ground beef with tomatoes, you stay at the same weight or you gain something. Then, you know, I would change that up and not use that combination anymore. Okay, so back to the steak day. So if you do get to that point, you can do a steak day. Basically what that means is you pretty much fast all day, except for you can drink your fluids, and ISOT, that would be fine too. And then for dinner, an early dinner, you eat a steak and a tomato, okay, or a steak and an apple. That's it. Okay, and that should jumpstart you again as well. All right, so that is essentially the crux and cranny of the HCG diet. And I have put some references here on this slide just so that people, you know, are clear that I'm doing research, I'm finding information, and that's kind of where I'm getting it. There's lots of groups on Facebook. You can just you can search HCG, you can search IASO, you can search lots of different TLC, total life changes, and things will pop up and you can find information there as well. So just make sure that when you're talking about our products, you're doing the research about them. And then, of course, you know, document your results so that you can share them with others, and then share our products with other people. And again, I just want to remind people that we are not making any medical claims. I'm not promising any results for you. I'm just sharing what has been experienced by people taking this product, using these ingredients, and some testimonials that people have posted, okay? And as always, consult with your healthcare provider before you start anything new. Okay, this one is a pretty extreme one as far as the diet, the calorie intake. Some of you guys are on medications. You know, you just need to make sure that it's going to be okay for you. Let's see what's next. Okay, and I just want to remind you that I do have some of these product books left. The sales page will come down July 31st at 11:59 p.m. because I have to you know, be done selling all of these by that point. But they are still available, so you can go to the order link. It's in the group if you need to do that. Okay. And these were just a few testimonials saying that after they showed the book to a few people that they were getting sales. And simply, guys, when I show you guys this training, when I go through these products, I'm using the information that I researched and found out about when I created that book. So that is the information I'm sharing with you. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen if I can get back to, there we go. Let's see. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, so now I just want to see if I can try to get to some questions. Let me look over here and try to pull up the page and see if I can find some questions. Let me mute this out in case I come up talking to you guys real quick. All right, I got the page up to look at questions. So let me scroll through and see if I can find any. Let's see. Somebody's mentioning coconut oil. And guys, coconut oil, just so you know, it is something, the way that coconut oil is processed is different than any other oil that you can consume. And so it's one of the healthiest oils that you can cook with. One other thing, I know I talked about the apple day and the steak day. If you get to a plateau, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Told you I would start screaming at you in a second. Okay, I talked about the apple day and the steak day. If you hit a plateau or you, for whatever reason, are gaining weight, and remember, if you're doing that, then something's wrong in your diet. But coconut oil, they say, and I have tried this before and it has kickstarted, if you eat a spoonful of true organic natural coconut oil, that is also another plateau breaker. So you can try that. Or something else I've done is just use like a spoonful of coconut oil in the skillet and cooked with the coconut oil, okay? So you can get coconut spray, you can get coconut oil, natural and organic, and they sell it anywhere. I've seen it at Kroger's. Of course, they sell it at Whole Foods and what's that other store? Lucky's. Trader Joe's is the other one I'm thinking of. So they sell that there. So I would suggest using that. Let me see if anybody else has any questions. Guys, type your questions in the live fire here below if you guys have questions. I'm not seeing any questions here. So let me refresh one more time, see if I can find anything, because otherwise we will be all done with this one. Oops. Okay. Let's see if I can see anything else. Nope, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, let me double check one more spot and see if anybody's got any. I'm gonna check in the over here, just make sure. I don't want to stop before. See if anybody's commented. Nope. Okay. Okay, doesn't look like anybody has any specific questions. Like I said, guys, I'm going to make sure that in the files in the ULP group that the eating plan is in there. I have another resource. Let's see. One I did not create, and I don't think that I need to recreate the wheel, so I'll probably upload that one as well. Someone else created it, but it's just a information tool. There's a food journal page, but you don't really need that as far as a specific page. Just make sure that you keep track of what you're eating every single day. Let's see if I can think of any other tips. Another tip is when you are creating your menu, I would suggest, to make it easy since it's 500 calories, I would suggest making your meals ahead of time, at least for 7 days. That way you'll know what to get at the store, because you're going to need to prepare at the store. Believe me, you're not prepared probably to start the HCG plan without going to the store first. So go to the store and just I would just make a menu out for what you're going to eat, and then buy what you need at the store. Okay, so I would do that. The other thing is that when you make your menu out for 7 days at least, you will be able to put some variation that will keep your metabolism guessing and going. So that will help to reset your hypothalamus related to your metabolism a little quicker. So if you can, try not to eat the same thing in one day or in the day before or day after, that's more benefit. You don't have to do that. It's not prescribed in the diet, but it's just a suggestion that I know that I've seen before, and I've actually tried, and it was very helpful, especially with plateaus. In the journal, like I said before, if you are using a journal, you know what you're eating, and you know kind of when you hit that plateau, or if you hit that plateau, hopefully none of you will. But if you do, you'll kind of see what you've been eating, and then maybe be able to go back and check, well, let me check this spice to see, did it have sugar in it? Or let me check this sauce and make sure that it didn't have any sugar in it. Or maybe it has too much sodium in it. So that's the other thing. You also, in cooking, I'm trying to think of a few other things that I remembered. You can get like the white wines or the sherry wines, red wines to cook with. That's something else you can use in the skillet instead of oils to keep them, whatever food that you're cooking, from sticking. Without having to use the oil. Just, again, make sure that none of that has sugar in it. Some of those cooking wines do have sugar added, so make sure you get something that doesn't have the sugar added. So I'm going to check one more time for questions. I cannot think of anything else specific. Somebody's asking about a tingling feeling. Yeah, sometimes you can feel that, tingling feeling. More with the resolution from my experience, but yes, you can have a tingling feeling, and that's just it penetrating. Your mouth is very, it's got lots of blood vessels in it. That's why like if you cut your lip, you bleed so much, it just looks horrific, because it's just full of lots of vessels. So it's very susceptible to something being absorbed into it. So yeah, you'll feel a little tingling sometimes when you put the drops under your tongue. Let's see if anybody else added another question. Nope, I don't see. Okay, guys, so I'm going to make sure that those files get added. If they're not there already, get added at the end of the, or by the end of tonight, and this will get uploaded and put in the group later this evening as well. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure that you tune in to all of our trainings for the rest of the week. You can start with the prayer call in the morning and the midday prosperity call. So make sure that you stay tuned into our Facebook group, the UOP Wellness group, so that you know what's going on. The postings are there. And again, if you are having trouble finding something, just put it in the search bar and you'll find it. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks so much. My name is Angie Rogers, and I'll be signing off now. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.